Hi everyone, Lensman's here and welcome to another, game review. This is a bit of a first look. This is a game called, I believe it's pronounced Lacuna Passage. It has just gone into early access on Steam. It's by Random Seed Games there. I have been given, they've been wonderful and given me a key to check out and share with you guys. So I've played a little bit, probably maybe about an hour's worth, just to sort of get a general gist of how to control it and that sort of stuff. So this isn't my typical blind game review where I just go in not knowing anything. I've had a bit of a look at this. It looked really cool, just from the promo video and that sort of stuff, which made me really interested in it. But as you can see, we're running 0.55p2. It's already updated once since I installed it, which is cool. On the side of that, this is a survival game based on Mars, where the actual the maps have been generated using real NASA satellite data. But on the other side, this is pretty much, there's one full-time developer and a few part-time guys working on this. So from what I've seen so far, really good looking game. As you can see here, there's story mode isn't enabled yet, but if you read there, you know, you'll be the only survivor of a mission. And yeah, so that's coming, as it says, coming in a future update. But this is just sandbox is enabled, so you can see I've already played before. Pretty much 20 square miles of the red planet to explore. So we'll get into it. Loading screens are a little bit long, and interfaces, in my opinion, just need a little bit of refinement. I've added some feedback to the page, and I'm hoping that some of these things get added in a later update. Here we are, we're in a pod, crash landed on Mars. Alright, so you can see I've got this in the highest graphic details too, by the way, just for everyone watching at home. So you push E, you can bring up your tablet. Now, one of the things that is a little bit of a pain at the moment is that you can't use your mouse in the menu. So you see down the bottom there, use the arrow key. So I'm having to take my hand off the mouse to go through this other stuff, which is a bit of a downer. It'd be nice if we had mouse control here, but the developer is working on it, but it's not available yet. As you can see here, mission objective: locate the habitat alpha, which is a purple circle on the scanner. So we can push E to close this again. We've got oxygen, we've got power. Except there's a bit of a tutorial thing. Push the Q key to turn on the scanner, and then you sort of look around and see if you can. There it is. We've got to go over there. Let's have a bit of a look in here. Left click to access this. There's nothing in that storage. I don't believe there's anything else we can salvage from this landing pod. But you can see the terrain is pretty good looking. I'm really happy with the graphics of it. And you've got all the different light occlusion, or however you want to pronounce it. Here we go. So you can see 4 miles. Nice clear day here up on Mars. General normal first person shooter type controls, WASD and your mouse to look around. E to open your inventory, so sort of similar to Minecraft in that respect. I'm not sure whether using this scanner uses more battery power. You do have a flashlight, which is just the F button. But obviously we don't need it, it's daytime. Scanning is pretty cool. I mean, it's, as I said, there's a few little bits and pieces that need some refinement. Someone suggested having distance when you're scanning like this, so it says it's this far away, or there is a camera, I believe, where you can push the X button, and that supposedly just took a photo. But in terms of detail, the Terrain is fairly detailed. No footprints, which would add to immersion, I guess. But my only other complaint so far is that the audio controls, I can't turn down just a particular element of the audio, so I have suggested that as a possible game update. Alright, so habitat discovered and added to navigation. So what we've got is this is our living quarters, and there are apparently a couple more, and this and the world is generated randomly from that data, from that NASA data. So this is different to the first time I played it. This is a more open and flat sort of area. My first one, wrong button. My first one was more hilly. It wants us to come inside. Look at the mirroring on that. Isn't that fantastic? Even though it's shut now, and technically you shouldn't be able to see that through there, but that's, you know, the mirrored tiles. So, Mr. Developer, sir, your mirroring can't quite work when you're inside. Anyway, so it wants us to view here. So this is telling us that the habitat power is off, that they have a little bit of reserve power. There's no pressure in the airlock, so we can't get inside. The heater's offline, the water reclaimer is offline, and the reoxygenator is offline. So as you see in our little thing here, we now have get all of Habitat Alpha's life support exterior modules online. So they were outside, which you would have seen them as we came in. I might have to bring this audio back up. I had to drop it down mainly for that menu music at the start, so it was really, really loud. So hopefully this isn't too loud. It's a little better. Alright, so each of these things here is something we need to interact with and get running again. So this one is the heater. So we can click on here and open her up. And as it says, run diagnostics to see the status of all components. We run the diagnostics, and we can see here that the heating element, you've got a red there, you've got a green and a white. So I think red is broken, green is working, and white is missing. So obviously the red one is missing. You know, we could repair them, but up the top it says power switch is off. Alright, so pretty much you can download the manual for the thing. It tells you all about the device and what actually you can access. So you can see here 1 circuit board, 3 heating elements, and 5 fuses. Now I'm sure eventually this is going to become a lot more in depth. Each of these things has maintenance panels on it. You can see here, here's this burnt out one. So that one's with the broken fuse, so we can repair the slot because the slot is broken. I think that takes a little bit of time. What is it, 12:20 now? Not sure how many. The fuse is okay, so the thing didn't need a fuse. Here's our circuit board. I think this one was actually quite good. We've got cards are all in here. Heating elements in that case. So, as I said, when you do the diagnostic, one of the heating elements is damaged. But for all intents and purposes, I just need to turn the power on. But I would like to just take this one and repair the slot. Ooh, that's not what I pushed. Went too far. Went all the way over to menu. So I'm not sure whether this. Let's have a bit of a look. Okay, so it's working. That slot's okay. So the main thing, follow these little red tags over to its power system. So we've got a couple of solar panels over here, and space for a couple more. I don't know what an RTG unit is. Power's on. So you can come and have a look at these things and say, you know, solar mount, filled with a portable panel. It took 10 minutes to do that. So that's online and repaired and running. We've got our other couple around the area. So as I said, like graphically it's great. Like I'm really impressed. This pretty much is probably similar, but it's always good to run our diagnostics. We've got a fuse. It's just damaged in the fuses section, so I will repair it. Just because that's the sort of person I am. Oh, I've done it again. Just getting a little bit too excited pushing those buttons. So let's close this and just pretty much turn the power on. Okay, so that's running. Go and check out these other two. You can run. I've only got 60% oxygen. I don't want to run out of oxygen. As I said, it is a survival game. There are elements of needing to make sure you look after your food and your water. So I have a bit of a look around. There will be randomly dropped caches of items and stuff strewn around the area. Get the reoxygenator and heating modules back online. I thought I got the heating one online. Okay, so fuse is blown. Okay. Gas switch is off, but we've got a damaged fuse here. Let's repair it. I swear I'm only selecting this. I had a couple of fuses, I may as well throw one in. 4:30 in the afternoon. Are you running? Storage tanks. Component failures preventing operations, okay. Fuse, I don't know which component failures. Oh, there's nothing on the green. Do we need another fuse in there? It's odd. The RTG unit, you can see there's on. And must. Oh, okay. So I have to have 3. That'll be what it says in here. Okay, so. 5 fuses. Circuit board is not necessary, but with it, you'll run component diagnostics. 3 functioning fuses are required for module operation. There you go. So. There you go. We've got some ideas of why I couldn't get that working. It just helps if I read the manual, right? Read the manual. Component failures. This one's probably similar. 3 functioning fuses. Okay, so what have we got? Got 1. Now let's put one in slot number 1 here. Okay, so that should get that back online. Cool. Habitat Alpha is fully functional. Mission objectives updated. Let's have a look at our data pad. Find and activate local waypoint station, red triangle on the scanner. And then there's 2 more. You can see here 2 more habitats, Beta and Gamma. Guessing something like that. Well, there it is, all the way over there. So we'll go inside because we've only got 46% and it's getting night time. Let's go and check out inside. Loading. Alright, so this is inside our habitat. You can see here we've got these blue squares. This is the stuff that I can look at. So we've got materials here, so if we look, if I left click on it, it'll show that we've got some materials available. We've got bladder tank, empty canister, chemical battery, some fuses, so some pipes. So you can see we've got items to create things with. I have an inventory weight, which you can see at the bottom left there. We can carry 50 kilos, and then you can make that up of stuff that you collect from areas like chests. And here's our equipment rack. We've got a screwdriver. I might as well take that with me. It could come in handy. A knife. Probably not a bad idea to carry something like that. Anyway, So each of these areas, we've got consumables, there's food and water. There is, I'll go back to the home menu. We have vitals, so we've got different things that we need to look after, so nutrition and hydration and exhaust. So we've got all these different stuff here. I haven't had to look too much into this yet because, as I said, I've only played a short amount of time, but I'm sure this will come into play later on. Yeah, consumables, so we've got food, water, etc. Status of the habitat, everything's good. We're on reserve power, so it's night time. It's very noisy in here, that's the only thing, this is quite noisy. We can sleep if we want to. We have a crafting station where we can craft items and salvage items. It seems that these are not so much randomly generated, but the modules do get changed around a bit, because my last playthrough this was at that end and it was just set up slightly differently. So I don't know where my HUD's gone actually. I thought the HUD would actually be here. So I'd like to sleep until sleep for 8 hours. Okay, sleep for 9 hours. Get up in the morning. So we should probably have a bit of a bite to eat. We got anything? Dried beef. I might. Alright. So as it said earlier, we needed to go and find that other thing up on the hill. So I'd like to grab a few pieces, some bits and pieces. I've got some fuses. I'm not sure what else I'm going to require, because things will break, plain and simple. I think we'll go and try and look. So now we can transfer some air, oxygen I should say, and some power. So you can see there things are going, well, the hab battery's going down because it's still probably night time, but our oxygen is going up. Let's head outside. It gets really, really dark at night too. Not so dark that you can't get around, but the flashlight definitely comes in handy. But it's still not daytime yet, so when the sun rises, this place will start getting charged up a bit more. Where was it? So we need to go all the way over there. So, I mean, it's a pretty cool little game. As I said, it's only early access. Here comes the sun. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? The sun's coming out. It's taking into account hills and stuff, and doing a pretty good job of shadowing. Look at that. That's awesome. Well done. Well done, developer. You are doing a good job. I'm liking it. Interesting if these would twist around to face the sun, but really don't know how that would work. I don't know what an RTG yellow thing is. No one knows. Obviously, so yeah, my next quest is to walk all the way over there and repair a navigation beacon. That's about as far as I've gotten in the game. I went over and repaired it, and I just started looking around for the next habitat. They are considering leaving sort of breadcrumbs, I guess, in terms of where to find your next habitat, because at the moment it is very much, if you find it, congratulations, because you've got some good stuff inside. As I said earlier, there will be, so here's the music that I can't turn down. Wow. Music's, the ambience is quite nice. But you will find random storage crates and stuff dropped, find all sorts of bits and pieces around, so that is a long way away. Let's have a bit of a jog, get over this hill. Obviously, the more you drop, the more oxygen you use. I guess if I leave that scanner on, I probably use more power than I should. Let's just get up the hill. See how far away this antenna is. There is a zoom, you can right click to zoom. I think that gets rid of the HUD. Oh wow, look how far away that is. So yeah, it's all you know, it's all randomly generated, which is quite nice. Can't tell if that's something there. What's that? I won't go down there if it's not something I need. Would you be going up there? That's miles away. I don't think I've got oxygen to make it that far. Maybe. Just want to see what this thing is over the top of this hill. I don't know what that is. But yeah, links in the description below will have all the details of where you can get it from. The website that the developer, so Random Seed Games, there'll be a link to the Lacuna Passage website, and you can check it out there, or there'll be also a link to the Steam store so that you can pick it up from there. It's about $15, I think it is, US, and it is early access, as you know. Not everything's enabled, it's just a sandbox type arrangement at the moment. But yeah, I think it looks really promising, and as I said before, I have been given this as a review copy, so as I always do, no ads enabled on this one. I feel that the key is payment enough for reviewing it for you guys. So yep, please go and check it out, and if you are interested, you know, feel free to buy a copy and have a playthrough and submit your suggestions. You know, because that's part of early access is helping out the developer with their game and helping them with features and finding bugs. And if you can do that, excellent. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up here. I'm gonna continue walking up to this top of this hill and repair this thing, and hopefully we can find another habitat at some point. But thank you all for watching. I will probably leave this as a single episode at the moment until we can get maybe a couple more updates, and then if we get a bit more stuff to do, I will maybe come back and do a bit of a series on it, maybe a mini series, so to speak. A couple of episodes, do a little bit of work. As you've seen a chunk of what's available so far, which is just repairing items, and then I think there's a bit of management that will come into play, where you know you've got to budget your resources and your air. Like, I'm going to struggle with this. I've got to get back to my habitat. And I mean, you know, oxygen's sitting at 66, batteries at 57, so I'm a little worried about that. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you all for watching. See you later.